Hey crew, it's Ben, and I'm back with another MBTI video. Today we are going to be checking out Tom Brady. Uh, we're going to go ahead and transition over. We're going to talk. Bear in mind, I am not a doctor. Do not hold a degree in anything. I am just a man who has spent an awful lot of time working on this system and tweaking things and changing things, and I think I figured something out. And so this is examples of how to type using the system that I've developed, I guess is the word. Like polished is maybe a better word. And uh, how that works is this. Everybody breaks down into dichotomies. There are five of them. The first one is you are either things or ideas. Your main focus in your life is either on things or ideas, actual things you can touch or things that you cannot touch. You either gather or organize that. You either get new ones or you take the old ones and sort them. You either do that for yourself or for the tribe. You either control or movement is how you deal with information. Uh, if you are flexible with ideas, then you are movement. If you're very rigid, then you are control. If you must control the situation, if you stay very tightly in your box all the time, then you're probably control. Direct or informative is how you deliver the information. Direct is going to tell you what they need to tell you in as few words as possible. Informative is going to have circular arguments, circular explanations, and chase rabbit holes. And they'll start to tell you something and then go way off over here. Now, with that being said, that is how we type people out. And so we're going to check out and see what Tom Brady's got to say. I didn't want to get one of the ones where he was in post game. I didn't want to get one of the ones where he was doing a sports type conversation. This is a more relaxed atmosphere. I'm hoping to get more of a true type. Let's dig in.
Stance now is as a world, and I think we're all just trying to focus on what our priorities are, and if we can do that, then we're going to come out of it stronger.
That is a sword idea.
I mean, they're all life lessons that I've learned on the football field, and how I try to apply those football field lessons to my life are very important. I think with football, there's a very finite amount of time, and in sports, we can judge ourselves.
Okay, so he's bringing this very esoteric question back to the physical. He's like, okay, well, in football, you've got a set amount of time. Like that, he took this very grand question and condensed it into a thing.
With really a scoreboard. Every game there's an outcome, so you judge.
Okay, so he is very much giving me an organized things. Like this is the outcome, is an organized things, right? Because it is an actual result, and it is an already decided one.
How you performed and prepared based on what the final score was. And I think in life, it's not really like that. There's not a scoreboard. I think it's a little bit more challenging, but I think what you need to do is figure out what your priorities are. And if you work toward your...
Also, he's saying you an awful lot. He's not saying me, he's not saying I, he's saying you. That is a tribe vibe.
priorities on a daily basis, I think...
He's using his hands a lot. And he's also showing flexibility in the ideas. That's giving me a very movement vibe.
Those can go a long way to your own belief of what success might mean in your life. And I don't think we should listen to what society values as to what's important. I think everybody has the right in their own life, their own free will, to choose where, what are the things that I value, and where am I going to place my time and energy to support what my priorities are. A lot of times people don't act in their own self-interest. What they want, they actually do things that are different than what they want. So I think a lot of it is a self-awareness to understand where you're putting your time and energy, and then...
That's again is trying to bring it back into a things. He's not entirely comfortable with this esoteric question. This is a very much an ideas question, and he's not very happy with that.
Gauging for yourself and not listening to a lot of external factors that are trying to maybe suppress what...
And again, the external factors is another sensory.
your goals are based on someone else's values. So we're all independent human beings. I don't think, though, you can live a life where you don't need the love and support of others to achieve your goals. I think if there's one thing I know in sports, and I play in a very team-oriented game, is that it takes so many people to support you to achieve a great goal. And in sports, it's could be
That's a very F thing. That is a very tribe thing. Like that is very movement. So it takes many people to work towards a goal is a very flexible idea. Uh, Also, the 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 tribe, the acknowledging the need for the tribe is very tribe oriented, obviously. But like,
be
we're talking about how to identify examples. I'm also helping myself to learn how to identify examples.
winning a championship is probably the ultimate goal. Sometimes even when you fall
And he brought it back again to a thing, a decided thing.
short, it might be an incredibly successful season, but you can't do it alone either. So you have to, share the right values with the right people, whether it be your friends, whether it be your teammates, whether it be your family, and then you all support each other to reach your common goal. Well, I think you have to, first of all, just recognize the adversity when it comes. I don't think you fight it. I think in a lot of ways you embrace it and you use it as an opportunity
That is very flexible.
for growth. So, I don't believe in a victim mentality, poor me, poor us. I feel like, whenever you're faced with something, you got to do your best to overcome it. And it really comes down to effort and energy and discipline, determination to
Effort, energy, discipline, determination. He's listing the things you need to deal with this idea.
overcome it. You don't get bailed out of every situation. I don't think we teach our kids to, bail them out of every time that life gets difficult. I think when you're faced with adversity, you rely on the people that support you to help guide you through it. Sometimes you use a lot of instinct. You fall back on the things that you've prioritized in your life, and that's where you put your focus. If you put your attention there, then a lot of times that improves. If you don't, then a lot of times you get stuck in the same rut and routine. And if that's the case, you never really advance your cause too. So
Again, he's giving me a very much list things. Like that's very much an organized things vibe I'm getting. It's very much a tribe vibe, very much a movement tribe vibe. We're going to focus on direct and informative. We're going to try to confirm the things ideas. I'm pretty sure he's a things organized. But we're going to look for direct and informative. He is trying to draw out his response to these questions. So it makes it a little bit harder to determine. What I do here is work on my informative. So I try to attack it from a couple of different directions. We're going to look and see if he's doing that too. If he's hammering it from three different directions every time he answers a question or every time he steps into another part of the question, then he's probably informative. But he's given me a fairly direct vibe in that he's answering the questions like this is the third question in about 3 minutes. So
I think adversity is a great opportunity for self-improvement and self-growth.
and like he's further expounding on the same idea here with the adversity as growth. He said it a couple of times, but it's kind of like expounding, and there is a difference in how that happens.
And if I look at the most challenging things that have ever happened in my life, I realize those are the best things that ever happened in my life because that's what I learned the most from.
Okay, if I'm right and he is SI, right, then this should be his wheelhouse. He should be extremely happy to be here. He should be telling us the list because he's got a list for this. He's going to give us the list of what he does, how he eats, what supplements he takes, something like that is going to happen right here.
Well, I think it's, living a healthy life and getting the most out of yourself. I've really had to recognize that's a big part of my profession and a big part of my career has been to maximize my ability. The only way to do that was to be as healthy as I possibly could be. And a lot of these things I was probably interested in college. I was kind of always looking up at everyone else. They were probably physically more advanced than me. And I thought if I could be a little more disciplined than them, maybe I can gain some ground. And it continued to evolve over a long period of time, all the way from college to where I am now, where I really learned routines that really work for me. And I get asked a lot by a lot of people, what's the one thing I should do, or what's the one thing I should incorporate into my program?
What's the one thing? Here it comes.
And I think the reality is there's not one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Everything matters. Everything adds up. So,
Okay, so that is a very NE idea right there.
I think living a healthy life is the right nutrition means, which foods is your body going to absorb? Which nutrients is your body going to absorb in order to give you the energy and the energy output that you're going to need to exert yourself? And for me, it's, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, some lean meats, get the right amount of protein. I really try to limit my sugar intake, although that's a
There's the list.
tough thing to do in this.
And his facial expression is happy. He's happy to, he knows what he's talking about here. So he's happy to share this with you.
World, because we're forced with sugar all
This is my parents' line. I am very much happy to take responsibility for showing the example of this.
the time. We know, how good it tastes and how it can really become addicting. I think I try to limit that as best I can. I'm very hydrated. I'm always drinking a lot of water. This is always, right nearby me because I want to keep my muscles really moist and hydrated. I get the right amount of supplements. Every day I try to take a multivitamin, healthy fish oils. I get some vitamin D. I take some extra vitamin C.
That's it. We good. That is SI all day. That is SI all day. He does seem to be direct too. He's not doing this circularly. It is a logical progression that he is expounding upon because he needs to fill the time. He's not hammering it from different directions. He's just further explaining in steps. That's direct. So we're going to go ahead and type this out. If we are looking at things organized, that means that he is automatically going to be a J. It's automatically going to be an S. He does this for the tribe. That means that it is an ESJ. And he is flexible in the ideas. He is an ESFJ. He is direct, which means that he is going to be an ESFJ alternate. Because the third slot, if it is an introverted function, then you are direct. If it is an extroverted function, then you are informative. And the alternatives just flip that around. You still process the information, but you deliver it in a different manner. So we've got an ESFJ alternate that is FeSiTiNe. He's going to focus on what everyone feels, and then he's going to decide what is the best thing. And he's going to take responsibility for the best thing. He's going to get very much defensive over what he thinks, and then he is really not going to pay much attention to everyone else's possibilities. Not that he's disregarding it, he's just not paying attention to it. It's below the radar. And that's where we're going to leave this one. This was very interesting. I hope that I brought a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of insight into how we can help ourselves identify our own traits so that we can help identify our own weaknesses. I'm not going to try and get into a lot of the explaining the strengths and the weaknesses. Other people do that fairly well. I may get to that one day. I'm not trying to get to that right away. I want to work on the typing so that I can do it better, so that I can help you to do it better. So ESFJ alternate. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me. And I am praying for you every single day. Till next time, this has been FeSiTiNe. Peace.